Hello, everybody. This is Alberto Kennedy, aka Grimoire. Happy New Year. This is my first video for 2018, so I'm kind of excited. This video is to help people who specialize in or are doing money spells. This is just the theory of it. It's to help you get an idea of what you're actually calling when you're calling money, when you're invoking money, or when you're trying to do money spells. Okay? Before money was created, because keep in mind it's a created thing. It's not something that's natural like time, space, distance, matter, the universal elements, or even the physical elements. Money is created by man, so there is no spiritual charge to it whatsoever. um, Before money, there was a barter system, and the barter system was really based on a spiritual law of equal exchange, which means one would give of their goods or services to receive goods and services of like or equal value. And that's how we existed for many centuries before the advent of money. Um, like I said, money or currency is, I have my notes, money or currency is man-made, so it doesn't have a spiritual charge. It's not spiritual in of itself. Money is, and I'm reading from my notes here, money is a man-made idea fashioned into a system based on the representation of physical objects like rectangular pieces of paper or metallic coins. But here's the truth. Well, and also now in the modern world, plastic, if you card or whatnot, debit card or credit card. But here's the truth. Those pieces of paper and those little circular bits of metal have no power over you. I already know what y'all are going to say. You're going to say, yes, bills have power over me. My rent has power over me. You know, yes, and I totally agree. I'm not above that either. I got bills and I have rent. However, here's the sitch. Yes, those things have power over you, but that's not money. Physical money in of itself are just objects. Inanimate objects. They have no power over you. What has power over you is what they represent. What they can, what those little objects with that paper and what those coins can do for you has power over you. That's different. We want to separate that, clear that in your mind. Especially if you're going to work magic, you need to understand that. Now, here's how you take your power back, because we're giving way too much power to money, and yet we don't know how to control that. Well, we need to learn how to control that, and here's how. Money doesn't have a spiritual charge, true. However, money does have a psychokinetic charge to it because of, since its creation, how we view money, how money makes us feel when we have it in our bank account or in our pocket, as opposed to how when we don't have a cent to our name. Those are emotions that money makes us feel. And we have psychological associations with money. We know that if we plan a trip to Paris or Rome, you can't do that without money. You can't even get on a plane without money. You can't even get to the other side of town without money. So we have already thoughts and ideas of what money can do for us. But that doesn't mean money in of itself has power. No, money only has the power we give it by what we think about it and what we feel about it. By taking these emotions and thoughts back, by taking that psychokinetic energy back and working with the psychokinetic energy, you can call money, you can invoke money. And that's really important when in any type of work with money magics or calling money. The psychological and emotional attributes we have imbued it with is very powerful. So what I'm trying to give you guys here is a powerful connection with money in your own lives. You know, for example, um, and this is a true story. What I went to Mexico in 1999, uh, and I came back in the year 2000. And when we went with my mom and I, my whole family went over there. I dedicated a year there to help people, teach people magic, undo black magic. Um, a lot of people weren't too happy, but well, I helped a lot of people. But when we came back, I hadn't a cent to my name. So I was making calls and looking for work, and got a temp agency. Well, the temp agency was on the other side of town, mind you. I didn't have enough for bus fare. I had no money, and I had this appointment to make because they were going to help me get jobs, so I can start generating income. So I dropped a spell and I said, "Look." To my spirits and the higher power, I said, I need to get to this appointment because this appointment will help me get jobs. It will help me start building my income where we can get a home because we were living in a room at that time with some people that were kind enough to take us in. I was stressed, thinking about it was going to be a long walk because come hell or high water, I was going to go to that appointment, even if it was a 3-hour walk. Or 4-hour walk. Well, suffice it to say, I went to this area, this park, and it was late. It was around 10 o'clock or whatnot. And I just knelt and I just communed, and I called the energies. And then I finished, I felt heard, and I was walking back home. Lo and behold, I found a $20 bill. I was like, I snatched that $20 up, and I made my appointment. I got a job, and lo and behold, we got out of that room and we got a place. And after a while, things started working out. I called upon the power of money. And mind you, it only gave me $20, but that's all I really needed to make shit pop, pardon my French, to make things happen, and I really did. Um, but that's when I reversed my need for it. I said, I basically, not reversed, I used my need for it. But what I also did was before I got to that park, I did dedicate a whole year in Mexico City just because I wanted to help people, heal people, protect people, defend people, teach people how to do that for themselves. It came from my heart that I wanted to dedicate a year of my life to go over there and to learn more about my magics and whatnot. Learn more about Santeria, learn more about Palomayombe, learn more about all this, and because everything I learned I was going to share. I gave. So this is the way the universe gave back, helped me to generate more for me, And that's the law of equal exchange working there, and it's powerful and it's real because the law of equal exchange is very, very, very much related to karma. There's many people that work magic and they say, well, you know what? I want that Lamborghini. Oh, I want it. Hey, I'm not going to judge. Whatever it is that you're doing with money magics, if that's how you get down, that's how you get down. But you can't get something for nothing. There has to be an exchange. Many people say there has to be a sacrifice. No. Bump a sacrifice. I'm not talking about sacrifice. I'm talking about an exchange. That's different. What have you done in your life for others to leave the doors open for things to come to you? That's very important. The law of equal exchange has to be observed, not just in money spells, but in all magic. You can't ask for an entity to help you if you haven't worked with that entity and given something to that entity or given something to the universe, given something to other people. Random acts of kindness, charity, displays of caring, of compassion, and actions of. If you haven't done that and yet you're saying, help me, I'm poor. No, that's not how it works. No, stop and think. you know? Other ways to generate prosperity and money in your life. Um, Differentiating your needs from your wants. Many people want the latest, model of car, or that Xbox, or that whatever. I don't know. I don't know other people's needs, but you know what I mean. Everybody wants something. Well, what are your needs first? Are your needs met? Needs are important because if your needs aren't met, your wants won't be either. And that's where it goes into greed. We don't want to use our abilities to generate money out of issues of greed. If your needs are met, well, then you have a foundation to build on to get your wants, you know? So needs are important and they trump wants. Luxuries are exactly that, luxuries. Luxuries are excess. And I'm not saying you shouldn't want excesses. I'm nowhere near saying that. I'm just saying focus on your needs first, and then the luxuries will follow. Um, Spiritual cleansing is important. Spiritual cleansings, and people are going to say, why spiritual cleansing when it comes to money? Well, like I said, everything is energy for you. Money has psychokinetic energy. If you have psychokinetic debris around you, well, then it's going to be hard for the psychokinetic energy of money to flow into your life. A spiritual cleansing will take care of all that, you know? And spiritual cleansing, I would do, it's basically, it's simple spiritual cleansings, like sage yourself at least once a week. Um, that's great to just clear out anything that you may be carrying or whatnot that you don't need. And that opens the door for money to flow into your life, especially if you're doing money spells, attracting money, you know, and understanding the power of money, and saying, you know what? I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be free. I deserve more money in my life. And here, that's deserve. That's a really important word because this is the key to help you up your magical game when it comes to money. Um, the psychological, look at my notes, psychological clearing. This is just the pinnacle of importance when it comes to money magics. Letting go of your history of lack, resentment about money, and the fear of poverty. Everybody who, well, I don't want to say everybody because that's a huge generalization, but the majority of people doing money magics, they lack money, right? One would think. But if you feel it, because lack also is psychological and emotional, if that lack is more powerful than your want of money, if your fear is more powerful than uh, the psychokinetic charge to money, it's not going to let that money come through. We all have, well, again, the majority of us have fear of lack, poverty, especially if you grew up in it, especially if you had to claw for every nickel and dime in your life. Uh, we have a fear of not having it. That fear is so powerful that it can block money from coming into your life mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You know, that's huge, and we need to dissolve that fear of lack, that fear of poverty, that fear. We have to dissolve that, and how to dissolve that is understanding you are worth being happy. You are worth having money into your life. If you are busting your chops making money, working hard, I know people that are working 3 jobs right now. You know, um, but it's that fear of being poor. It's that fear of not having enough. It's that fear, you know, that sometimes is more powerful and gets in the way whenever you're doing money spells. You want to open the door to money in your lives, and by doing that is getting rid of that fear of poverty. What I told myself, and what I tell myself sometimes is, whenever I'm fear, oh my God, I have to pay the rent, or I have to do this, and I don't have enough for this. I'm going like, what am I afraid of? Am I afraid of being homeless? I've already been homeless. What am I afraid of? If I'm afraid of, oh my God, I can't pay this bill. Okay, you may not be able to pay that bill right now, but you will pay that bill. I faced my fears. We face our fears continuously. So I try to diffuse my fears because I don't like being afraid. I'm the type of person that if I'm afraid of something, let's go head up. Let's do it. I'll face it right then and there. Come hell or high water, let's do it. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to get through it. I offer this to you because this will help anybody working with money spells to overcome psychological blocks. Really look at your fears regarding money and diffuse them, knowing that you deserve to be happy. Money in of itself is not for a selected few, not just for the 1%. No, it's a man-made creation. We are all human. So therefore, money falls into our purview. Money doesn't have power over us. We have power over it. Because how can we say this? And I don't want to piss anybody off, but if people started the bartering system and totally ignored money, money wouldn't have any power. We give it power. So it's time to take that power back and say that power that I'm investing in money itself, it's time to pay off now because I need it. Psychokinetic energy is free. And you can will money to you, call it to you. Also, work. Or don't just sit there and go like, help me, I'm poor, give me money. No, generate it materially and physically. But outside of that, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you can will it to you. And while you will it to you with candles, working with San Judas Tadeo, or in English, St. Jude Thaddeus, working your magics, whatever your magical pantheon is, whatever your magical or occult traditions are, using that to call forth money. You can. You have power over money. You work for it, and it has a psychokinetic charge to it that you can absorb, that you can feed off of, that you can bring to you. That's what I would have to offer, and that's what I do in terms of working with money. I always make it a point for the law of equal exchange to share what I have, to give, to keep the doors open so I can receive. And that's just a little trick that I employed that I wanted to share with you guys for this new year. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm just trying to bring light to dark places. And I hope this helps people who are working with money magics or who want to attempt to work with money magics and whatnot, to give you an idea of what you're doing, a little background info that might up your game and up your magical spells. If you have any questions, let me know. Love hearing from you guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Show me some like, and I will be back with more videos this new year. You guys take care.
Tonto el que no entienda